And actually, a really quick shout out to the guys who made this League Replay. It's a program where you can, record your League of Legends replays and come back and look at them later. And with the spectator mode patch, it's actually gotten pretty awesome.
Alright, so I am in-game. I also have 5 seconds on my clock. How are you looking at the moment, Studio?
I'm looking at 5 seconds too.
Sweet, so let's do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, let's go live. And
all right.
Yeah, so that's us and running now live. Like you said, leaguereplays.com. It's a pretty awesome little application. And yeah, it just gives you demo functionality. Hopefully, Riot will be implementing a built-in client one soon enough.
Mm-hmm. And this thing has evolved so much. I remember back in the day, it used to be one player's perspective only. Super, new and buggy, but it was, awesome. Now it's spectator mode, man. But let's see how this level 1 spread goes.
And let's take a quick look at exactly who our players are. For Amazing Team, we have Ziggs, Darius, Vayne, Alistair, and Nocturne. Of course, the respective players, Magimo. I'm going to ruin these guys' nicknames. I'm so sorry. Magimo, Armijni, Tet, PS, and Morsiu. I don't know. Studio, do you want to run down the WinFakt players?
Okay, for WinFakt, we have Graves, Janna, Mundo, Yorick, and Cassiopeia, and we have Fire Mean, Akamez, Mighty Duckman, Nigad Bro, and The Test. The Test, thank you for your name. Thank you so much.
Yes, at the very least, there's 1 or 2 nicknames we can say. To everybody else, we apologize for destroying them. And what do you think about Darius versus Yorick in the top lane? Sustain versus Burst. You think Darius stands a chance?
I think if we see Nigad Bro go ahead and just play the lane a bit too aggressively, trying to go for a lot of high damage rather than that sustainy poke style, it will go in Darius' favor. But honestly, if it reaches like level 3, level 5, and Darius hasn't gotten enough pressure down, it's going to go straight to Yorick because he just becomes that lane monster, which is just spamming out those ghouls, 65 mana every few seconds, my god.
And of course, having that Omen of Death, being able to throw that down onto Cassiopeia or onto Graves once we hit the mid-game, it's going to be a super powerful ultimate, having that clone running around, or that ghost rather.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see because there is a lot of bursts. I actually don't know how Darius' execution works. I think he can execute a player, then execute a ghost, and he'll get the cooldown reset for both of those, which is kind of cool.
Well, we'll have to see exactly how that actually plays out and how much it affects the team fight stages, but we are into the laning phase. A little bit of aggression already onto Tet, coming off second best in that little bit of an engagement, but of course Alistair does have that triumphant roar, going to be healing him up and giving him some hit points back. But Nocturne starting blue and Mighty Duckman starting red. Doesn't manage to land the cleaver, and Armage, I'm going to call him Arm. Arm manages to walk away from that one.
Arm doing pretty well. Some defensive play. They expected the Mundo start at red. I actually did not catch where they spotted him coming from it. But they knew there was going to be some aggression top. They want to stop Darius. That's what every team does against Darius. But it looks like Yorick, with that EXP advantage, getting a lot of pressure done quickly.
Also, taking a look at Vayne. I mentioned the champion. I know I've said taking some harass, but it's been a while since we've seen Vayne in a competitive game or competitive play because of the weaker lane phase. Yeah, in Europe. Touche.
I know, it's weird because like every now and then it's just like, we're an American team, we're clg.na, here's Vayne. She's really good if you can reach that phase where you have a decent front line, not necessarily to protect Vayne, but just to, kill people really quickly. Vayne's actually harder to protect because she doesn't have a great disengage, she doesn't have a great amazing escape. She just has tumble and a lot of damage. I think she can do well against Graves and get into a really long fight, but they're putting down that pressure, they're putting down the poke.
And you mentioned it now that there's no real meat shields on behalf of Amazing Team. I mean, you've got Darius and Nocturne, who aren't necessarily the greatest of tanky DPS champions, and Akamez manages to effectively just walk straight away from Morsiu's Nocturne. But Alistair can be a bit beefy. He's got a good chunk of disruption if WinFakt, set up or group up together. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of protection for Vayne.
True, but I don't know if they actually need that much. Like, they have the Mundo and the York to really chase her down, but with Condemn and some OK support, I think she'll be alright. There have been no successful ganks, but laners are ganking like crazy. Actually, I might be wrong about this.
Yeah, we do see a lot of pressure. There goes the flash immediately. Mighty Duckman's got that burning agony. Then Poison lands. One more Twin Fangs is going to be enough to pick up the assist, because Mighty Duckman tosses out the Infected Cleaver to steal the kill. Secure the kill, sorry. Kill secure. That's the term.
Kill secure.
That's the term. So nice gank coming up from the middle lane from behind Magimo Ziggs. And yeah, Ziggs another champion we don't see too often in the competitive play.
And actually Cassiopeia too. She used to be really popular, but she kind of fell off. And I feel this, I've actually seen this matchup before, Ziggs versus Cassiopeia. It's in Ziggs' favor really early on, but eventually Cassiopeia only has to land one spell to do her damage, one Q, and it just all comes from that. Ziggs doesn't have that benefit.
And we do see some very good aggression on this bottom lane. The headbutt pulverize combo forces Fireman all the way backwards. Now he's going to get caught by that Duskbringer spell shield up and more so. Ignite goes down into Tet. One more auto attack means he at least picks up the kill before going down himself. And the kill, in fact, goes to Alistair. And that's not going to be ideal now. Morcio is going to be chasing down Akamez. He's going to take one tower hit and immediately fall back. But not bad from Graves there to know he had the Ignite and the buckshot damage to at least pick up the kill.
If you know you're going to die, you want to do as much damage as possible, and that was a great play from Firebeam. They did get the kill on him, but at the same time, it's not like either team really came out ahead or behind. And you're right, the fact that Alistair got the kill instead of Vayne, that's going to be really important once Graves comes back. He has 2 Doran's Blades. Vayne did buy a cloth armor, so that is going to be nice, but it's not what you normally want to see. Usually you want to come back with 2 Doran's Blades, maybe a Vamp Scepter, but she just didn't have the gold because she got that assist. So right now...
Yeah, not too bad. 2,000 gold almost in the lead already for WinFakt. Early advantage, securing that first blood and securing a second kill. But look at the damage onto Magimo in the middle already. He just takes 1 Twin Fangs, and that chunks off 20% of his HP bar.
We actually have the test skilling up Twin Fangs first. This is the kill build. You have Farm. If you max out Cassiopeia's Noxious Blast, the Twin Fang first, that is, I want to kill you. I want to kill you, Yordle. I want you dead.
I like that. Got great pressure on this bottom lane. The Pulverize into the Condemn locks Firemean up against the wall. And Tet and PS just not enough damage to secure that kill, but the burst from Firemean's Buckshot is really, really high right now. Tet is going to stay on this one, triggering that Silver Bolt proc, but it's just not enough. And while all that's happening, I see Cassiopeia's move down. He's going to secure a kill onto PS, and he immediately falls back. So good start for WinFakt in the first 7 minutes.
Looking at what amazing team, they don't really have a lot of ward coverage.
Very
Mundo actually.
Yeah, Mundo's probably going to get caught out. Ignite is busy ticking. 1 or 2 attacks coming down from Morsu. The Mega Inferno Bomb is going to secure the kill though. And a fairly slow-paced fight. Now the Fear Proc, it is going to be landing onto the test. He unfortunately does walk the other direction. Magimo is still chasing. Bouncy Bomb at max range just misses the damage. Morcio going to use the Paranoia to dive onto a test, and it looked like stopped auto-attacking for some reason. I didn't see why.
I believe that was actually a Jan Tornado made up clip him at the very edge. This is a very odd fight. It's really slow, you're right. It's kind of a long, early fight. No players really have any skills. There are some ultimates out, but because there weren't like amazing gap closes outside of, Nocturne Ultimate, no one had this amazing chase, so it just kept going on.
And it took place all over the place. I mean, we started bottom level tower, then it was, tower red team, tower blue team, red buff blue team, dragon, all the way up to interior turret. We covered half the map during the course of that fight and only lost, I think, 2 kills apiece.
Okay, and Amazing Team finally got some more map coverage, or wards down. They have some map coverage. The gank coming in from Cassiopeia should have been prevented by a ward somewhere, but they just didn't have that presence yet. So Alistair has a vision ward. He wants to get some vision, and of course counter some of his own. But Mundo already has an Oracles. Oh man, this is aggressive, but it might work out if you can stay alive. And he has 6.
So he does have that Masochism ultimate of his, Sadism ultimate up and running. It's going to give him that movement speed and the regen that he needs. Have you looked top lane at all to see exactly how our Darius is doing against Yorick? Because we've hit the stage where both champions have their ultimates, and it looks as though Yorick is nearly a full level ahead of him.
This actually all stemmed from that early pressure at level 1. So Yorick got a little bit ahead in experience. He hit level 2 before Darius, and then he just pressured him immediately. And Yorick at level 2 against level 1 Darius just has the burst and damage potential. So Darius got chunked low, had to retreat, and it's been snowballing ever since.
Take a look at the farm as well. 69 on Yorick to the 43 on Darius. And of course, the champion that needs to really snowball to be able to get fed is really struggling at the moment, and he just cannot handle the damage coming out from Nygod's bros, Yorick. 3 points into Omen of Famine, 3 points into Omen of Pestilence. So really, really going for that strong, aggressive harassment. And there it goes. Pestilence down, Ignite. Omen of War manages to give him that movement speed buff. And one, is it Decimate that comes out from Darius just before he goes down and ends up giving up the kill.
And I gotta say, he let Yorick get to that strong face. He hadn't kept up with him. This was just good pressure coming in from WinFakt. They just set it up so Yorick would be ahead at the right time. And when he was weak, he had that Mundo to support him. And when he is strong, well, he doesn't need anybody. He's good on his own.
I do have a lot of damage on behalf of Amazing Team. You know, Vayne, Darius, Ziggs, they've all got very, very good burst and very decent damage potential. So, being behind now in this laning phase, do you think they can pull it back once we start seeing some towers down? Well, as I say, that Paranoia comes in. Now we see the Duskbringer goes out. Unfortunately, doesn't land on anybody. Firemean gets pulled all the way back into 3 champions. Compliments of that unspeakable horror. Vayne put some damage down, but ultimately nothing really coming of that gank. We do see the Sadism ultimate coming out from Mighty Duckman. He walks into the lane, goes, Mundo goes where he pleases, and runs away.
Yeah, that's a not bad impression, by the way. So I gotta say, the key moment there was actually PS and Alistair flashing in. He got tornadoed by Akamez as he flashed in, could not get the pulverize off. And Mighty Duckman just rotated mid. Not gonna do much, just gonna go repleases one more time.
And pretty much just showing his face. He's gonna activate that Burning Agony, or maybe not. Just landing the cleavers and going 1v1 against Magimo without really much reply there.
And actually really not in his favor, just because...
We do see a dive on this bottom lane. Firemean trying to commit to the fight. A great condemn from Tet. Immediately locks him up under the tower. There goes the ultimate now. Hunter in the Knight. He's going to be chasing. Stealth goes up for a second, but all it does is delay his death as Firemean stops, lands one auto attack, and picks up effectively an easy kill. And I wonder why would you not chase Akamez on Janna?
He thought he would die, actually. Akamez used his ult at the very last second. His HP was gone. He had about, I'd say, 10 or so HP left, so he barely survived. And actually, we had Magemo come down on Ziggs, try to ult him. Janna shielded at the last second, kept herself alive. So, they're coming up just short. And the problem when you come up just short, when you're barely short of killing someone, is the next time they're gonna have that kill, they're gonna have that advantage. They're gonna come back and fight you. And if you came up just short before, unless something has changed, like you have a cooldown like Ignite up, you're gonna die and you're gonna be farther behind. They're gonna come up less short. They're gonna come up taller.
Come up taller. Well, just look at the difference now in itemization. Graves, Berserker's Greaves BF Sword, Double Doran's Blade, and 89 CS. In comparison to the 42 CS Double Doran's Blade, Cloth Armor, and Boots. Admittedly, the Vamp Scepter's thrown in there as well, but damage-wise, 104 damage on Vayne to the 168 on Firemean's Graves. That's excluding all of the burst from Buckshot and collateral damage, and of course the Eye of the Storm damage as well.
209 with Eye of the Storm up. Oh my god, look at that trade.
So much damage in the middle. We do see a fight going on. I just missed the test, managing to pick up a kill there into Magimo's Ziggs. Now there goes the Spell Shim from Morcio. It's going to be able to at least block some of the DPS, but after walking over Miasma, the slow was applied. And in the top lane now, Nygod Bro is going to be able to pick up this kill. One more attack, followed by the Omen of Famine, and that's going to secure the kill. WinFakt with a very strong start.
Yeah, this is actually kind of an old start that we used to see way back when lanes were the way you won the game. With WinFakt winning these lanes, it's going to be harder for AT to come back and just in any sort of way, because think about it this way. Oh my god, the pressure bot lane.
So much damage. That collateral damage in Buckshot is just hitting so hard once Eye of the Storm goes down. You know, more so he's trying to think about this fight, but Tet just doesn't really have the HP to commit. He is going to be rolling in. There's the tumble into the auto attack. Monsoon has now been used. Morcio has now turned his attention to Akamez's Janna. And Vayne trying to keep up with that passive, that movement speed, but they just don't have the DPS to secure those kills.
No, they don't. They're coming up so short, and the problem is, so we just had Nocturne come down bottom. He didn't use his ultimate, and actually, who had the exhaust? Oh, it's from Graves.
Oh, we do see a kill going in the middle lane. Magimo is going to land, secure that with the Mega Inferno Bomb. He eats an Infected Cleaver to the back, down to 36 HP. The range creeps are giving him vision. One more Infected Cleaver drops into 16 HP. Paranoia gets used to reduce the vision, and that may have been used on the bottom lane. In fact, there he manages to go. So 2 kills now for WinFakt. All that's going on It is going to be a double kill on behalf of Vayne. If she can get that double and silver procs, it's going to keep chasing. Indomitable Will used by PS. They're going to keep chasing now. Flash goes out from Graves. Maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. Vayne's movement speed not that strong at this stage. And now Dr. Mundo's moved in. There goes the headbutt. Pulverize as well. Exhaust goes down into Tet. Very nice condemn. Smokescreen's going to apply the slow once again. And Mighty Duckman is about to come off that exhaust. Burning Agony's running away. In fact, Cassiopeia's going to pick up that kill with a teleport to the bottom Tribush ward. And a double kill for the Tess. And I think this game is beginning to snowball out of Amazing Team's control.
And here comes a dragon, and this is something, like I said, we see way back when. What happened is, if you lost two lanes, the team who won those 2 lanes would win the game because your jungler can't support multiple lanes at once. Nocturne, even with his mobility, can't be everywhere. And I thought we were going to start seeing a comeback, but that cleanup from Mundo on Ziggs and in that bot lane is huge. It means that they didn't really come out that far ahead. They're doing okay, you know. Vayne hasn't bought really anything except Berserker's Greaves since that fight, though. And if you look at Graves, well, now he has a Bloodthirster. So they came out okay in a fight where they needed to come out super strong. But now the lanes are losing. Darius up top, he is in top lane hell because the jungler can't support him. And just look at Nygod Bro, just chasing him away from his tower.
Completely zoning him out with those ghouls.
He's just too far ahead. It's a 2-level difference. It's a massive CS difference. Yorick looking pretty right now, with his pretty afraid.
Oh, we do see some pressure coming in. There goes the apprehend. Pulls Nygod Bro towards Arminger's Darius. The fear proc holds him in place for a little bit. Ultimate now comes out and very good damage actually now with a combined 3 champions. Are we going to see the slam dunk? It is not actually available. Wasn't off cooldown. Nygod Bro is just going to use the ghoul to farm up a little bit of extra gold there on the creeps that are super low. But yeah, Cassiopeia running teleport. We didn't actually even notice that right at the beginning of the game. And it secured a double kill. So, you know, you can't fault the selection of Summoner Spell.
Oh no. Oh. And I have to say, like, that's a good kill up top. And look at the bot lane. Their bot tower is taking pressure because you had 3 people in the top lane. So it's just like, they can't be everywhere at once. And unfortunately, I don't know, it's looking really scary for Amazing Team. They might be able to pull something out. They have a great team for comebacks, actually. If Vayne starts getting strong, Vayne stays strong.
See, I like the potential for the burst as well. You know, if they manage to combo the Ziggs, Vayne, Darius combination, take out, you know, either Cassiopeia or Firemeans Graves, you know, make it a 5v4, and then all of a sudden they're going to blow them up. Petrifying Gaze just completely locks him up, and that was just a textbook easy kill. Now, Nocturne has dived into this kill, luckily knowing that Vayne was around, as well as Alistair. The Pulverize holds him in place. Flash into auto attack is going to secure the kill, but you know, Nocturne very brave going in that early against the burst that a Cassiopeia can put out, especially the Cassiopeia that has Abyssal Scepter already.
No, that was an early rush of Abyssal Scepter, and actually I like the tanky Cassiopeia style they're going for. But so what I'd want to see come from Amazing Team is for them to catch WinFakt in a situation where they feel comfortable. Like that gank right there, that was a really good kill for them because Cassiopeia died in exchange for a kill. That does suck, but they got assist gold for it.
Yeah, spread that gold around. Now we see Nygod Bro. He's chasing onto Armiger. He's actually going to stay on this fight. Going to keep going with his ghost, but unfortunately he's got the tower aggro, so he's going to fall backwards. No paranoia on Morsu's Nocturne means he's not really going to be able to dive onto him. He's going to carry on committing. The fear proc is going to keep Nygod going in the opposite direction. There goes the slam dunk, as well as the ignite. Does manage to secure the kill. Compliments of that passive of his. Uses the decimate as much as he can. Mighty Duckman keeps running. Say there's an unavailable cooldown, so he's not really going to continue that chase. But at least pulling one back for Amazing Team.
And actually, that's what they need to do. They need to just catch him off guard. Right now, we see WinFakt playing super aggressively. Amazing Team needs to farm, but they need to try and catch them at, let's say, the next dragon. If they think that WinFakt will get that really without any competition, which right now I would normally assume, they got to make the engagements happen. Because as it's going on, as this game goes on, you'll notice the map is just going more and more into their control. That gold lead is now 9,000 gold. And if they try to keep laning, as they have been right now, I mean, look at the CS difference. 148 on Yorick versus 97 on Darius. Only one person has above 100 CS right now and for all Amazing Team.
Compare the carries as well. Graves 145 to Vayne's 89. And Graves is almost fully stacked on that Bloodthirst, so this wave should put him pretty much right there at the full, bonus 40 armor. So before Eye of the Storm, he's got 220 odd attack damage. Eye of the Storm is going to add an additional 50. I mean, 270 attack damage at the 20-minute mark. It's huge, huge, huge.
I mean, if he hits a really good buckshot on one person, that's going to be about 600 damage. A little less than that, but still. 600 damage on one spell 20 minutes in the game. How do you feel about that quick shot?
Well, what's that? 1,300 hit points on Magimo's Ziggs. That's more than 2/3 of his hit points. Look at the Tess's positioning now. He is going to be shooting there. Mighty Duckman is going to get caught out. I think this is going to be one dead Dr. Mundo. He can go where he pleases, but not this time. And I think that was the Noxian Guillotine. Ooh, the Tess is going to try and melt somebody. Here comes the Petrifying Gaze. Manages to lock up Magimo in the background. He is forced to go backwards, though. A very nice Pulverize from PS. And unfortunately, the headbutt actually pushes Cassiopeia out of range of that Mega Inferno Bomb. Very nice Minefield as well as the Satchel Charge. Holds Nygod in place. And the Slam Dunk goes down, but it doesn't manage to secure the kill. And that doesn't reset the cooldown time. And Magimo manages to get out with his life. Is this the sign of a comeback? A very nice little passage of play for Amazing Team. If they pick up this Baron buff, it's going to close that gap of how far they are behind.
It's once again about 9,000 gold difference, about 10,000 with that tower, actually. They need to go ahead and get this Baron, and they also need someone to go back. Madebo trying to go back right now. Akame is going to try and stop him, though. He's so low. They need this Baron, though.
And they
but
just
here
don't
comes
have the
Moondog.
damage.
Might get there in time.
Look how long it's taking to actually take this Baron down. Finally down to 2,000 hit points. Akames is going to throw out that Howling Tornado. With a little bit of luck, may actually have been able to pick up a kill. Now we see Mighty Duckman moving forward. The teleport comes in from the Tess. She's going to be able to pick up the first kill. In fact, Janna does it in the background. Dr. Muno secures the kill onto Alistair. There goes the Miasma Twin Fang and the Noxian Blast. Infected Cleaver misses. One more Miasma is going to slow. Baron for 4 kills? They didn't come out ahead in that exchange.
And look at bot lane. Actually, bot lane's hilarious right now.
Huge pressure. Duskbringer does land. Morcio should be able to pick this one up. One Umbra Blade's auto attack is all that's needed, but the teleport. I mean,
that was
2
beautiful.
kills and an assist?
I mean, the last time I saw a teleport like that was CLG. CLG Hugh versus TSM. It was a Kog'Maw instead of a Cassiopeia, but that was huge. That was the comeback dying. That was their chance of coming back through Baron just completely disappearing. Only one person has Baron net buff now. Their bot tower only has, let's see, about 300 HP? 547 HP. It's going to die in a half second. So right now, at any point, we could see WinFakt go push that bot lane. They can always take out these outer turrets. They're so far ahead right now, 10,000 gold. Right now, Amazing Team's at about 70% of the gold that WinFakt has. So with that gold difference, that's 2.5 Infinity Edges, 2.5 Triforces.
Let's actually see how that splits up. Graves, 8,000 gold to 5,400 on Vayne, rather. Darius sitting on 5,000 gold to 7,500 gold on Yorick. We always say concentrated gold is what matters. Cassiopeia, we do see the Paranoia dive onto the Tess. He is going to flash away. And Petrifying Gaze was available, so very wise of Morcio not to continue that dive. Cassiopeia, 9,600 to 6,300 on Ziggs. Every single one of the carries is one major item behind. And it shows in just how quickly they fall.
I mean, to compare this, look at Janna. Janna has 5,900 gold. She is ahead of 3 members, or 4 members actually, of Amazing Team right now. So that's how big the gold difference is. And I think right now we're just going to start getting into that slow burn, that slow phase where we just see WinFakt take control. Amazing Team can still come back. They just need to get the perfect team fight like 2 times in a row. It's not likely, it's very uncommon at this point, but anything is possible, and I think they need to find a good pool with Darius, especially like through a wall. That would be huge. If they got someone like Graves, or maybe just the perfect Alistar pulverized into a Ziggs ult.
Yeah,
followed up with Darius, that would be tons of damage.
Tons of damage. No Trinity Force. No Trinity Force on the field, though. So unfortunately, I don't think we're allowed to say that phrase. But yeah,
I like it. It's a phrase, man. I like it. It's a good phrase. It relays the feeling that a lot of damage is happening in that statement. But all right. So massive loads of damage. How about that?
I like that. I approve of that message. I approve of that message. And to everybody that is on stream, this is of course the IPL5 EU qualifier. This is the second one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Studio. This is the round of 8, unless my math is terrible.
Round of 8, yes.
The winner of this is going to come up against Team Mega Shock. And, of course, let everyone know. Go spread the love that the games are live. We see a little bit of poke going on in the jungle, but Magima just does not have the mana to carry on doing this, and at 25 minutes in, double Dorans and Sork Shoes, just not enough ability power for those bouncing bombs and Mega Inferno bombs to hit anywhere near as hard as the Rylai's Abyssal Scepter, Hextech Revolver Cassiopeia.
Oh my god. I mean, Ziggs almost has an item, but he might die right here, actually. He has to blow his flash because Graves hit him twice.
2 auto attacks, and of course he is rocking the fully stacked Bloodthirster and that Phantom Dancer. Red buff tech almost enough to pick up the kill onto PS. But that aggression, that little bit of tower damage that they take, ends up securing them this tower. Fire Mean and the Test just going to tank it a little bit longer. And it just looks like WinFakt really playing this one by the numbers. You know, they don't need to dive overly aggressive. Put a bit of pressure down, scare Amazing Team away, and then pick it up. And in the background, I do see a kill actually happening onto Darius, and somehow Cassio picked up an assist on that one. Please explain to me how that worked.
I'm gonna guess magic because she uses magic spells. That's all I can say.
Fair enough.
So, Graves, by the way, can trade with anything except maybe an Alistar Pulverize. I was watching him auto attack. He's healing for about 70 HP every attack.
Look at the damage going down. The exhaust goes down now onto the Test. There goes that Omen of Pestilence. Going to be applying the slow. Once you're commits to the, a bit of a fight, but just cannot take it. Twin Fang, Noxious Blast, and 1 auto attack. And there goes Magimo Ziggs' HP. This looks like it's GG to me.
I mean, 50,000 gold lead. It's gonna be over, unfortunately. There is very little that we could see Amazing Team do to come back. Right now is when you think about, all right, what happened this game? What went wrong? The lanes, they just weren't in our favor. Maybe Vayne wasn't the best pick. Maybe we need someone who can lane a bit better. But it's going to be really hard for them to do anything at this point. I'd say close to impossible if all of WinFakt stays connected to this game.
Yeah, and if you look at, of course, the way that the lanes played out, top lane Darius lost quite badly, bottom lane Vayne lost quite badly, mid lane Ziggs for the first few minutes actually held his own against Cassiopeia, but what ended up costing it was that first, or the gank, the first successful gank coming out from Mighty Duckman. Ran up, landed those cleavers in the back, a little bit of dive in conjunction with the exhaust coming out was more than enough to get the kill, and that's all Cassiopeia needed to secure it. Mega Inferno Bomb does go down, some damage. Petrifying Gaze locks up Darius. He tries to get the slam dunk off before the animation can even complete. He dies. Now they turn their attention over to PS's Alistar. Even through that Indomitable Will, Unbreakable Will, still not enough damage reduction. The collateral damage manages to secure another kill, so that's a double kill. And in the background, double kill happening there for Cassiopeia. Team Ace for WinFakt, and I think that should be GG for game number 1.
GGWP, here comes the next explosion. Listen for it, boom. And yeah, I mean, it was just kind of the picks. The lanes lost, and unfortunately the one lane that did do okay for a while, Ziggs. Ziggs is actually really kind of weak at coming back from a game. He doesn't have CC. His damage he's good, it's pretty high, but he needs blue buff for that sustain, which once he lost map control, gone forever. And while his damage is high, Cassiopeia's is comparable, if not higher, and she does have that CC and slow.
So unfortunately, because it is a demo, we don't see the end game scores, which I do apologize about. I was hoping they would be there. So game number 1 goes to WinFakt in quite a dominating fashion. Amazing Team are going to need to pull it back in game number 2 to keep their chances alive. And before we get into game number 2, I think we're going to throw up a very quick advert break. Let's just make sure the admins are ready for this one. And when we'll be back in about 5 minutes time with game number 2.